The Center for Innovation and Technology is offering you a golden opportunity to speak directly to your market at an affordable price. We also offer media training workshops, live streaming, documentary production, and events management. Get in touch with us today on the following numbers: +263 867 711 0290 or 0718 100 235. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media platforms. Like our Facebook page, Center for Innovation and Technology. Follow us on Twitter @SiteZW. And you can also check out our website, www.site.org.zw.
I think a lot has been said, thanks to Modi, by also talking about the history of engagement on look into lokhu ngizothiwa kuyakhetha ukuthi ukhulume lo bani. Okay, so right. I think briefly we want to say, why are citizens supposed to be engaging? One of our biggest problems is that citizens don't engage, even at family level. Because we don't engage, it makes it possible for us to be manipulated. And thank God, today I'm talking to the correct people. I was told when I was seated there that you are from the Christian fraternity. And Zimbabwe is largely a Christian country. If engagement is initiated from that point of view, it means the outreach will be large and the outreach will be deep. Ubabunare spoke about ukumela numlota in a Ndebele context. You don't just wake up in the morning likumela numlota. There must be an engagement process before you get there, which is very critical, and we need to be clear on that. Dr. Motsi also talked about polarization. Polarization is a product of lack of engagement. People who talk to each other can never be polarized because we talk to each other. This is why we talk about citizen engagement in order to build towards national processes. He was correct, Motsi, when he spoke about the exclusive nature of the engagements that we had, the Lancaster House, where a few people wake up. I think there were fewer than you here. Wake up in the morning, they are closed in the hall, and they talk about the future of you and everyone else. The rest are seated outside. They are called advisors. It is only during tea break that you are told, you are asked by your leader, what else can I add? He doesn't even tell you the atmosphere inside of that room. And this is why we are where we are today. As if it was not enough, we saw that again in 1987, 88. We saw that again in 2008, 2009. So it has become a culture. But a culture becomes deep-rooted if it is supported by what is happening at community level. So to change that culture, remember the people who are in politics, you are blaming for excluding you. They are your product. They are from that community. One of you here can wake up a president today. But if you wake up a president today with a culture of citizen engagement, I can assure you, you will make things different. That's why you are the right people to live here and make sure citizen engagement is involved in. What do we mean by citizen engagement? We mean people must talk about issues at their local level. Zimbabwe is so bad in engagement. Those who come from rural areas will agree with me. They can't even engage on the school's performance in their locality. They can't. You ask them, what is the percentage of mathematics pass rate in grade 7? It's either they say, I don't know, or they say, that's it. Why are you not talking about it? My teachers are Zonda Mpofu. That's the level at which engagement process here to deteriorated. And if people can't talk about the pass rate of their children, at a rural school, how then do you expect those people to talk about national issues? The failure of NRZ, the failure of DTF, the failure of Forest Commission. How do they talk about it? If they can't talk about a school whose children go to and they continuously fail. So we need to change the culture. And I believe, Motsi, these are the people who could change that culture. So that when we talk about national engagement, we already see engagement happening at community level. You remember during 2008, the systems of Manukonde, those who come from Ndebele land, where people said, you are not politically straight, someone must straighten you, something like that. All these things happened because people cannot engage at community level. People who engage at community level, those things will not be allowed to happen. I want to say to some people who are here, they know. If you go to hold a meeting as peace ambassadors, you ask people to introduce themselves at a community level. One thing that they will never tell you is that they are members of political party. They will introduce themselves as church elder, as a children care, as ball committee, as a conservation committee, a list like this. But he will never say I'm MTC. He will never say I'm ZAN at community level. This is how terrible our level of engagement has been. But if you go to a neighbor in South Africa, the first thing he tells you is that he is ANC, he is EFF. He's been able to tell you that I've left this party and I'm now with this party. Before he starts telling you about being SDC, conservation, women, what. But in this country, it's the other way around. And we need to change that culture in order for us to be able to take engagement at community level. Those things which we think they must never be said, they are taboo. But those are the things that affect us. But why should citizens engage at community level? It is because political problems that operate at national level, the consequences at community level is disastrous. You can mention any political differences at community level when it's cascaded downwards, this Kukura Wondi thing. It was their differences at national level. But at community level, was it their differences? It was killing and raping. It's not differences. Even if you go to the liberation strike, it was their differences at national level. Remember, my father was just at Mchavez there. He didn't care whether he voted or not. But someone at national level was saying, blacks must vote. Their difference there, the consequences were disastrous at community level. So we are now saying, let's engage at community level so that nobody's difference at national level can manipulate our existence as a community at that level. So this is the simple things that we're talking about. I think I'll keep on using the process of engagement. Process of engagement require to be informed by what is making people not happy. Not to be informed about what positions people want at national level. The Unity Accord, the Lancaster, the GNU, the engagement was informed by how to share power. That's why it was, if chairperson is ZAPU, deputy is ZANU. If secretary is ZANU, deputy secretary is ZAPU. So the engagement was informed about how to share power. We saw that in the GNU again. The engagement was to share power. That's why we now have 2 deputy prime ministers so that no party is left outside. You have a prime minister there and it's not clear. The prime minister tries to open an office in Blawayo. It is closed quickly because he's now a government within government. They are talking about power. Nobody is talking about the sewer system in Makokova, the potholes which Raymond was observing. Nobody is talking about those things. But we are not worried about being a prime minister. Who wants to be a prime minister? Our main concern is the potholes, which caused my accident anyway. That's our major concern, not the sharing of power. And it is in these processes that if you people here fail to bring up those issues and fit them to the engagement, we will not have done our job properly. But let me assure you, The culture that we had is so entrenched that it might not be a one-day change. But that must not change you. I think Hussein is not here. But I'm emphasizing that you have got peace committees. Your peace committees must not survive because we have got the so-called dialogue. Must survive because we have people who want to build a new culture. With or without this dialogue, those peace committees must be there. I'm giving you a very good example. Our people in communities, I don't need to go to a prophet or to a nyanga to get that. They are not engaging. Simple grade 7 results, they don't talk about it. And it takes you to start making people engage. Our people in communities are not engaging. Simple early childhood marriages, they don't engage. Ndebele 13 years. That's the attitude that we have. Village head. We are not engaged. Do you see how critical those things are? But if we are engaging nation, communities, we will sit down and say, how did Koko Mazondo fail to get the packet? What went wrong? Everybody, let's meet behind that tree. Let's talk about Koko Mazondo. She failed to get the packet of maize from World Vision. Why? Why did our children, all of them, fail in mathematics? We are engaging. So when we start to say, what is it that we want our president to do for us? It's not unique, because we have always been engaging. That's the simplest way that we can simplify citizen engagement. Citizens must engage about issues that affect them on a day-to-day basis. Crime. There are people who come from Kwanda here, isn't it? Yeah, for things, people axing each other over mining claims. Communities don't even engage. If you ask her, who owns those mining claims, she doesn't even know. All what she knows is because they're not engaging. But if they were engaging, they will even trace, this is the person who owns the mining claim. And this person is a criminal. He has always owned mine claims, also in Felapusi, also in Zishabani. His history is full of criminal activity. Then when they present it to national level, they've got a concrete case. But our communities don't engage, but they suffer in the process. We need to change that, and the church and the traditional leaders are the well-positioned people to change the culture and start building that new culture of engagement. We need to be different in order for us to make it different. Finally, I think in this process, why we want you to build a culture of engagement, so that issues don't end there, Mr. Chairman, so that people can hold leadership to account. It is very difficult currently to hold leadership to account because communities don't engage. If we engage on people fighting over boundaries, there are a lot of things that are happening in the rural areas. And those things, some of them are policy failure. Serious policy failure has resulted in people fighting each other. But if we will easily expose those policy failures, and when we hand over, we say, hey, but let's discover what mining policy is cause damage engala. Then continuously, with or without this dialogue, our engagement process keeps on bringing new things that makes things work for us. I think in brief, Mr. Chairman, the engagement process is, for citizen engagement, is meant for people to talk about critical issues that affect them. This national dialogue is just a passing phase. I can assure you 5 years down the line, it will not be there. But I can assure you 5 years down the line, bakhona abantu abazabegamula nabebangama mining claims, bakhona abantwana abazaberechwa besiya ezikolo, but we are not engaging on those things. If we engage on those things, we are building a culture of saying whatever you do, good or bad, we will always talk about it. Thank you very much. I will respond to some of the questions if ever they are there, but I think we will proceed and see what is it that the provinces want the process of engagement to include, especially those issues that come from the family. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mpofu. Well done. The presentation was very brief and straight to the point. The issues that have been raised are very clear, guided by the questions that you have been putting to the meeting. The questions, for instance, about what is community engagement, and that people, even when they are in their own natural environments, they are not talking about issues that matter to them. Why should people engage at community level? Because we want people to take charge. We want people to make leaders accountable. We want to see development of a new culture emerging, a culture in which enables people to talk about their future even if there are no problems, and not just wait until there is a problem, and so on and so forth. So thank you very much for that presentation. What we're going to be doing now is to break into groups. Here we're not reinforcing polarization, but we need to be very practical about what we are looking at. And there's this Shona popular song that says, smart inotangira kutsoka. And what we are saying is that everything that we are talking about starts with what is happening in our communities, in our neighborhoods, in our provinces. So for now, smart inotangira kutsoka, we are starting with our provinces. So we're going to be divided. That is the context in which we have made a decision to divide you according to my provinces.